Hello and welcome to Hampden Park. I am Craig Cairns, that is Storm Frank, and this is SPFL Extra. Coming up on today's show, we take a look at each Ladbrokes Premiership club and decide what their New Year's resolution should be, and after that we take a look at the best comments from last week's show. First off, we're going to take a look at each Ladbrokes Premiership club and decide what their New Year's resolution should be. We'll start with Aberdeen. They're the first in the alphabet, and if the Dons want to challenge Celtic for the title this season, they probably have to make their New Year's resolution to be more consistent. They started the season with 8 consecutive wins, they then went 6 matches without a win and have since gone on a run of 7 matches without defeat. So a bit more consistency from the Dons in 2016. Next up, Celtic should probably be playing these youngsters if they're going to sign them. Scott Allen was signed in the summer but hasn't had much game time. Ryan Christie has now been recalled from his loan at Inverness, and it would be good to see him get some game time rather than struggle on the bench like Allen has. So Ryan Christie may have left Inverness, but their problem is the amount of late goals they've been conceding. Adam Rooney's penalty on Boxing Day was the 7th goal they've conceded in the last minute and beyond in matches. That's cost them 10 points, which would have them above St Johnstone in 4th place at the moment. Dundee United's resolution must be to share the goals around a little. Billy Mackay has now scored 8 of their last 9 league goals. In fact, John Rankin's goal versus Inverness was the club's first goal not to be scored by Billy Mackay since Sean Dillon's Raker versus Ross County in August. Similarly, the Motherwell team may want to help Louis Moult out a little. He has now scored 6 of Motherwell's last 9 goals. In fact, he's only one of 5 Motherwell players to score in the league this season. One side getting plenty of goals from their attackers is Dundee. Kane Hemmings, Greg Stewart and Rory Loy have now scored 23 goals between them. It's at the other end where Dundee are having their problems. They've now conceded 35 goals, with only Dundee United and Kilmarnock conceding more. Like Dundee, St Johnstone would do well to tighten up at the back a little. This new, exciting St Johnstone have only managed 2 clean sheets in their 19 league matches so far. This time last season they had 6, and they finished the last campaign with 15. Now, Ross County's New Year's resolution should probably be not to sell anybody in the impending transfer window. Silly season is about to start, and clubs will certainly be looking at the likes of Liam Boyce after his impressive goal scoring form. But the Staggies are on the verge of challenging for Europe and are in their first ever League Cup semi-final, so let's hope they keep that team together. Now, Hamilton probably want to improve their home form going into 2016. Accies had gone 9 matches without defeat at New Douglas Park when Celtic arrived in October, but they have since failed to win in 6 there. Next on the list is Partick Thistle, who should probably make it their priority to replace Robbie Muirhead. The 19-year-old looks set to be recalled by Dundee United just after establishing himself as a first-team regular and scoring one of the goals of the season so far. Chris Doolan has been banging them in recently, but as we've seen with some other clubs, can't be too over-reliant on one goal scorer. 2015 saw Josh McGuinness mature as Kilmarnock's main attacking threat. Despite this, he was moved out to the right for a few matches recently. For the last 2 matches, however, he's been put back into the centre forward position and has responded with a goal and 2 assists. And finally, Hearts should probably start getting themselves ahead in matches. The Gorgie side have failed to win in the last 5 and have not even been ahead in any of their last 4. Osman Sow's superb injury time strike versus Celtic was the club's 4th equaliser in a row. So that's what we think each Premiership club should be focusing on in 2016. Why don't you use the comment section below to tell us your club and what their New Year's resolution should be. And now it's time to look at the best comments from last week's show. We asked you if Santa could bring your club any player from another SPFL club, who would it be? One of the most popular suggestions was to see Lee Griffiths back at Hibs. That was suggested by Timmy Games, Kieran Skay and DG3. Even more popular was to send Lee Griffiths back to Dundee. That was suggested by Noah McLaren, Jack Purvis, Static SH33P, Rebecca XO, The Buzz Eagle, Ethan Hampton, Joseph K2003 and Immersible. Next up, a few of you suggested Gary Mackay-Steven to return to Dundee United. That was suggested by LPundHD, Sindgay and Andrew Fraser. Now, he has probably fallen down the pecking order a little bit more after the arrival of Ryan Christie, and it has been mooted that he could go out on loan, but I'd be surprised to see him end up back at Dundee United. Now, a few of you have said that you would like to see Jason Cummings at Celtic. That was suggested by CR7Fan67, Skill Chains and Logan HD. Now, this one's probably a little bit more realistic than the other ones, although a whole host of championship clubs, English championship clubs, are currently looking at Cummings, so Celtic would need to act fast if they wanted to sign him. Greg Stewart to Aberdeen is the next one that's been suggested. That was put forward by Mr. Maffa 2013, Swordfish Games and Thunderpig 108. Where do you guys get these names from? Now, Greg Stewart to Aberdeen would probably be a very interesting one, but I don't know, would he get in ahead of the likes of McGinn, Rooney and Hayes at the moment? Finally, a couple of you guys suggested Niall McGinn to Celtic. That was put forward by Zach Esler 67 and Brian Dealey. Sorry if I got your name wrong there. Now, McGinn to Celtic, again, he would fit well into the Celtic side at the moment, but they already had them, they lost their chance, he's left now, move on. That's it for this week's edition of SPFL Extra, a show for the fans, by the fans. Remember to leave your comments below, tell us your club and what their New Year's resolution should be. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter @SPFL and like us on Facebook. That's it for this week. Have a good New Year.